Delver's Lodge. In the village of Hamlin.
Let's chat a bit.
Oh god. What do you want?
Hello there.
Ebony looks like she has something to say. Do you have a tear in your shirt? I can mend it for you if you like. She runs her fingers gently over a tear in your clothing that you hadn't noticed before. Uh, sure, but if you mess it up, you're buying me a new one. Evelyn gives you the slightest smile. I think you can afford to buy a new one yourself. Do all Akkadian princesses learn to sew? No, not usually. Most Akkadian royalty are more pampered and isolated from the public than even King Tane. Princes are normally educated in business and politics, though the more active ones may request to be trained in combat. Princesses grow up learning about music and art. Did you learn all those things? I listened to my share of music and saw my share of art. I was the only child in my family, and father was not afraid to let a woman take the throne, so I was educated in business and politics as well. My parents weren't typical monarchs in Akkaida. Besides being educated like a boy, I was also taught to cook and clean. Mother often took me to help the seamstresses. Most women of royalty in Akkaida are dependent on men in their families for everything. Besides raising children and pleasuring the men, their only role is to entertain guests, and even most of that is done by servants. Women with an education in a trade or in combat are considered to be lower class. That must be a strange concept to you, as skill and education would be considered a downgrade. Like a liberal arts degree? No, not really, no. I mean, certain jobs are considered a more honest work or worthwhile. It's just, it depends on the culture, I think, what's valued and what isn't. Why did your parents teach you those things? My parents respected Akkadian traditions, but they also believed that there were aspects that would benefit from change. Princes are supposed to marry royalty, but mother did not come from a royal family. In fact, mother had no family at all besides father and myself. Of course, father also planned to let me inherit the throne. One of the reasons that the people of Xi'an so easily accepted my uncle when he seized the throne was because my parents were so different. The people loved my parents for their generosity. They also thought my parents were odd. People often reject change and embrace the familiar. They were embarrassed to have a queen who wasn't royalty. They didn't want a woman to rule them either. Mhm. Their loss is my gain. Thank you, Roland. That's very sweet of you to say. We should get going now. Right. Okay, we need directions to the Dwarven side.
Speak to me, you.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Greetings to you.
What is the importance of marriage? Uh, it's what people do when they're in love. Why? That's a bad answer, though. I understand that people who fall in love often get married, but I do not understand its significance. I have a bond that makes you my master and me your slave. A bond that cannot be broken unless you wish to give me away. If I refuse to serve you, I would wither away and suffer greatly. My very essence would be torn apart. But marriage does not create any such bond between its partners. Husband and wife could argue and fight and live separately with no consequence. Why would people get married if there is no significance?
Uh, I suppose mostly it's because you want to put your flags up to others and the society, more or less. That we are together, and the larger community acknowledges that. Silly concept made up by people who sell cakes? I don't think so. Just because you can commercialize everything doesn't mean that that's the foundation of it all. Marriage is a bond between fools, so there is no need for it. Okay. I don't want to. Okay, there's only one even remotely rational option here. Marriage is the greatest symbol of partnership and love.
A symbol.
Proceed, considers your words thoughtfully for a moment.
I have heard of a mortal concept called a promise, whereby one makes a pledge to another. Is marriage a pledge of love?
Um, I don't think so. It's a bit more than that. Yes, that's exactly it.
But I have also heard that promises can be broken.
They can be, but they shouldn't be.
I think that promises should not be broken either. I think that once two people become married, then they should honor that commitment to each other. Perhaps I say this because of the influence of my bond to my masters and to you. Um, Thank you for explaining this to me, Roland. Let us continue our journey now.
Okay, Delbert Twigfoot.
Pleased to see you.
This halfling innkeeper wears the confident look and the garments of an accomplished adventurer. Visitors to this sleepy little hamlet. Delbert Twigfoot at your service, my lord. What can I get you? You look like an adventurer. I was many years ago, before we were married. Lorene and I used to raid dungeons up and down the northern coast, along the Sea of Stars. Our party wasn't the biggest name in Muir, but we spawned a few bard tales nonetheless. What do you know about Amridell? You notice the patrons in the room fall silent at the mention of the name. The innkeeper looks at you carefully for a moment before replying. That place is an adventurous burial ground, my lord. You look powerful, I'll grant you that, but many an accomplished hero has come to sample the rich mithril of the halls of Amridell. The only ones that return come back hurt and empty-handed, swearing to never return. I'm still determined to go. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Amridell was a dwarven stronghold a century ago. If you head north from here, you'll get to the stairs of Amridell, a steep set of caves where old mithril mines were. Near the top of the entrance is the hold entrance. Near the top is the entrance to the halls of Amridell. Besides the mithril, the reason the dwarves were able to settle there was because of the dormant volcano where they built their homes. It never erupts, but it creates enough heat to keep the place cozy. At its peak, Amridell was one of the wonders of Istar. The rune hammers were legendary smiths from the Iron Mountain, you see, and they carved caverns so large that they say there are towers inside the volcano. Then, of course, there was mithril, the most precious metal known. The dwarves crafted weapons and armor that harkened back to the glory days of Volkern, before they lost their craft in wars with the elves and orcs. sometime during the wars of the Azerics, they say the Azerics formed a treaty with Amridell because the stronghold was too difficult to conquer. Oddly enough, shortly after the treaty was signed, there was some disaster in Amridell. The gates of the stronghold were shut, and anyone who tried to enter to find out what happened never returned. The few adventurers who survived a peak say the dwarves are still there, guarding the place against looters. Right, anything that's for sale. Besides the usual tavern fare. +5 travelers' boots. At least we know where to go and what to expect. Florine.
'Tis a pleasure to speak with you.
This waitress has the sure-footedness and garments of a competent adventurer. She gives you a friendly smile as you approach. Pleasure to meet you, my lord. Speak to my husband if you need anything. We don't need to rest, so we might as well continue on immediately. However, if this is a village, there should be other structures here, right? I'm guessing it's more of a selection of shops and inns than anything
Not a
else.
chance. Not a chance.
Still, we might as well talk to them. Doesn't look like there's that many buildings here. Holfer Ironbed.
Well, hello there.
The long graying beard of the stout dwarven smithy gives away his age, but he is still strong by any standard. His extensive experience with the forge is obvious.
Well, hello there, lad. Don't mind me, just resting me creaky bones.
Who are you?
My name be Holfer, retiring smithy of Hamlin.
You're retiring?
I be retiring soon. 150 years be long enough hammering on the anvil.
Tell me of yourself.
I be originally from the Iron Mountains, serving King Durgan Stoneblade II at his royal forge. I came searching for Amridell's mithril and the secrets of the forges 50 years ago. King Durgan's iron be strong, but every mastersmith yearns for mithril. But the ruins of Amridell be too dangerous. I'm still a smithy, not a hero, and ye be needing a hero to wander about that place. These halflings grew on me though, so I decided to stay.
He chuckles.
Even dwarves need to retire someday.
Okay, can I see your inventory?
I'm afraid I don't have any inventory to show you, lad. Most of me wares be sold or shipped off to Syrian or other parts unknown, and I'd be too old to keep me stock high. I can still fix your weapons up though. Most smithies these days care nothing about the craft, and only about the volume.
He shakes his head.
Just bring out a weapon for me to look at, or place the weapon on the forge, and I'll let ye know if I can upgrade it.
Right, so this is a good way to burn through cash. I don't need an upgrade. I don't give a flying fuck about my stick. We might be able to put some kind of interesting enchantment on it. Ignore the damage. Something like a haste or that sort of stuff.
Well, hello
What
there.
can you beat? Okay, enchantment, extra damage, or make it keen. Good. It's only weapon things. +3 enchantment bonus. It might be a good idea to upgrade the enchantment bonuses, or add something to it. +3 keen fire damage. The problem with the +3 is, it's at some point it's not going to be enough. The question is, should I try to upgrade
all weapons a little bit, or should I focus on upgrading one a massive amount? On hit wounding, this is not a particularly good battle axe even. Ramadan axe. This is nice, but not that powerful either. Montador could certainly use an upgrade. Percy doesn't really use the mace all that much, and its highest enchantment bonus out of everyone. It also does magical damage, so it will go through everything. It's a good enough of a weapon for us, what amounts to a support caster most of the time. Why do I have nothing to put in these slots? I haven't been paying attention apparently. Right. I could upgrade one axe. I'll leave it for now, but before we leave this, we're going to spend a lot of money upgrading something.
Not a chance.
Maybe we can get bring Mithril to him. Make a weapon. I don't think Evanine really needs a weapon because a lot of her damage comes from the sneak attacks or death attacks or whatever she has. Montador, on the other hand, has to have a weapon. He's that goes through as many damage reductions as possible. He does as much damage as possible. That's what he does. And that's the only thing he does. So if he can't do it well, it's a problem. Willow.
Good day.
This mellow-looking halfling gives you a slow, dazed smile as you approach. Good day, my good man. Welcome to my humble shop. What kind of shop is this? I'm an herbalist, my good man, so I sell all kinds of herbs and smoking grasses. But my store is mostly potions extracted from my plants. So really, I'm more like an apothecary, but I'm an herbalist too. And if you think about it, there's really not much difference between an herbalist and an apothecary. So really, there should be like one word for the two professions. And when you think about how everything is similar to something else, then maybe there shouldn't be so many words in common language. And maybe one word can describe everything. It just blows my mind. Yeah, you've obviously sampled your herbs. Oh yeah, my good man. I have to sample everything to make sure it fits for public consumption. I personally guarantee that everything you buy is strong and fresh and safe to consume. But I can't sample every leaf and blade because then I'd have nothing to sell. So maybe I shouldn't sell anything at all because everything I sell I've never sampled. He stops for a moment, having totally confused himself. Right, let's just see what you have. So, potions. Willow's herb. What does it do? No idea. You can keep it. I have some clarity potions. We don't particularly need potions. Rob.
I greet you.
This unarmed orc slinks about carefully in a manner more like shyness than fear. He raises his empty palms in surrender as you approach. No fight, no fight. Rum only wants talk. I'm listening, but don't try anything. Rob needs help from strong man. Chief Golgash steals Rum's girlfriend. Rum not strong enough to save her. Please, God man, please help Rom save Orna. So you can raise more orcs to terrorize people? The orc lowers his head sadly. Rom understands. Rom's people does much hurts, but Rom no wants to hurt. Rom and Orna only wants to live happy and free. Where is she being held? Orna in Chief Golgash cave in north and west. There be many orcs with axes and arrows and blow-up barrels. Rom and Orna not evil, kind man. Rom and Orna only wants to live happy and free and not hurts people. Rom promise. I'll see what I can do. Thanks you, kind man. Thanks you. Rom waits here for good news. What do I care? Well, I'm going in that general direction anyway, so I might as well take a look. Stairs to of Amridell. A polar bear. So cute. Right. So what exactly did we need to do? Head north. Dead end.
Follow me, now.
Lot of traps.
Follow,
Follow me,
now.
you sons of bitches.
Follow me, now. Follow me, now. Follow me, now.
Fair enough.
Follow me, now.
Yes.
Follow me, now.
Fair enough.
Follow me.
Jesus fuck people. Yeah, there's a cave here, that's probably good enough. Well, they're orcs, they're not really a match for us. We should be able to pretty much just walk in there and rescue the orc lady. Other kegs.
I need some help here! Now!
Hold this spot and don't move.
Fair enough.
By my direction, attack!
I love the yelling on this guy. Like he can't speak in a normal volume no matter how he tries. Okay, I see. Percy went all out with the ridiculous level of spellcasting. Whatever, we don't need her to handle this situation, so I don't care too much. Okay. And I'm blind. I think I suffered a little bit from friendly fire there.
My steel will strike true. We won't both walk away from this.
No, if it would have been Percy's spellcast, it would have been pretty much permanent blindness.
my steel,
Time
you
to
will
die!
regret.
Yeah, these guys are just weak. I think I could take them on in melee. More or less just checking that I'm not missing out on anything good.
Out of our way!
Gotta cast something. There's up. Small level. Jail cell. Exit. Right. I could use the invisibility.
You won't both walk away from
There's someone there. There was someone there.
Hold this spot. Don't move.
Yes, of course.
Suck on those back tentacles.
By my direction, attack!
Yeah, you can come a bit closer, delete. We want to kill the boss. I suppose we do. He's probably the only worthwhile guy here, so... This fight isn't gonna last long.
You won't both walk away from this.
Right, the fight is over before I even have time to reach it. Metal key. Right. I'm free to go.
What?
In contrast to most others of her race, there is a peaceful look about the expression of this orcish female. He recoils from you as you approach. You are not orc. Who are you? Ram sent me to save you. Can Orna be free to go? Yes, you can go. Thank you, kind sir. Me not cause trouble like other orcs, me promise. I don't particularly care if you do. Still.
Out of our
Would have been out of character for me to ignore the request. Dead end? Right. I doubt there's any major obstacles between here and the Dwarven Fortress at this point. I wouldn't consider this to be much of an obstacle either. I suppose, well, even if you would come here as quickly as you really can, I can't see this being a trouble for anyone. When you have to face tougher opponents than this. Still, it's a different type of situation. Numbers versus quality, so for some type of characters it might be more difficult. For example, as a spellcaster without the hard-hitting guys and no summon creatures, you would burn through a huge amount of spells to handle that. Ah, ruins of Amridell. Fairly large area. Lodging tower, amphitheater. Bones. Bones everywhere. Traps. Thanks, Evanine, for staying, guarding the rear. Thanks. I do have regeneration, so if I survive, it doesn't particularly matter. Doom Knight. Damage immunity decreased versus Divine. They're undead, but they're still dwarven. Now that's probably a trap. Let's do this. You do not belong here. So you say. Oh. How good are you? They're not trivial to take care of. I think they're weapon masters. Can be dangerous. And more of them.
Your taste shall be cleansed. Your taste shall be
How can he be faster than I am? Ooh. Enchanted Mithril Battle Axe. This Mithril War Axe is of an exceptional quality, a testament to the skill of the dwarven smiths who made it. You notice a tingling sensation when you touch the handle of the weapon, perhaps from additional enchantments. It's a +5 battle axe, and it has a on-hit unique power, level 5. It's a good battle axe, but
What's a unique power? I'm leaving it for now. I want to know what the fuck happened here. We can always come back and loot them later. Lodging tower. So I suppose sort of an inn for visitors maybe? Priest.
Your taste shall be cleansed.
I think I'll just enchant these guys' weapons to do extra fire damage. Ancient Journal. Most of the pages of this crumbling text details the daily activities of a dwarven priest of Dilmathiel, the god of science. Some of the latter pages catch your attention. Lord Runehammer has turned aside the emissaries from the Iron Mountain who had requested that we rejoin King Stoneblade's nation. Though we owe much to the Stoneblade clan, I do not question our lord's decision to remain sovereign, as Amridell belongs to us and no one else. Another envoy from Volcairn visited to see the crafts of Amridell's fortress the past 10 days. Now that the mithril mines of our homeland have run dry, we truly have no equal. One of the children called Lord Runehammer king today. Why not? Lord Runehammer should be crowned king of Amridell, and the others would surely agree that our home has grown strong enough to stand as a kingdom unto itself. Okay. Show you shade.
Your taste shall
Alright.
be cleansed.
Now that everyone is resorted to melee, this should work fine. Yeah, I'm basically almost doubling the damage with some guys. Same shit. Yeah, they're all +5 weapons with this unique power on hit. It's pretty much the same description. You notice a tingling sensation. Yeah, I'm not touching that. The whole fucking place mysteriously just self-destructed and no one knows why. Yeah, I'm not touching their mysterious weapons that I don't know what they do.
Done.
Gauntlet.
Done.
Can you
Hello
identify
there.
this gauntlet? Chimera's Claws, that's probably a priest item then. Fire damage, piercing damage, attack bonus, strength damage, only usable by monk. Why am I here? Is this just a place that I can kill some doom creatures? Or is there a purpose to this? Right, need traps.
You will not defeat me!
And we're all blind.
To battle!
Should wear off. It's a holy word, blindness. Should wear off.
By my direction, attack!
Where's Percy? Percy's probably blind or something. That's why she doesn't react too much. Or not. Whatever. Seriously? There's something wrong with you.
Follow me, now.
Yes.
I don't get what's wrong with her. Okay, this is the top floor. Armor. Well, I might as well take it with me, but I'm certainly not putting it on. Amridell key. Another ancient journal. The last few pages of the journal speak of a great deal of unrest in the last days of this fall. The Azeric monarch has reached the foot of the Atalantis range, but they dare not assault us. Our mithril is too strong, our warriors too hardy, and any army that would march up the stairs of Amridell would surely fall to our stone bombards. These humans of pure evil shall never seize the secrets of Amridell. The Azerics have sent an emissary to parley a treaty. I tried to caution King Runehammer against negotiating with them, but he believes that the humans fear us, though they are far too duplicitous to be trusted in my mind. The humans sent us two gifts of treaty, a slumbering minotaur and a genie enslaved in a bottle. The council was offended by the gifts, but King Runehammer believes to turn aside these gifts is to show weakness to the Azerics. He has ordered the crafting of mithril chains to bind the beasts, and the forging of new weapons for the genie to enchant. You fucking kidding me? Guess there are no Trojan horse stories in this universe. Hey, I got this gift from my mortal enemies. Let's just put them in charge of enchanting our equipment. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I'm not touching that shit. No. How does the Minotaur tie into this though? And what exactly does the weapon do? It's clearly that the equipment is causing some kind of a disruption. But yeah.
What's so special about a Minotaur, though? I mean, they're fairly normal. They're just living creatures. They're tough, but they're not exceptionally amazing.
Time to die!
Hello, Iron Sentry. Okay, it's weak to acid. I'm going to maximize some acid arrows up his ass. It was pointless anyway. Not that tough. It looks like a well and a forge. Iron bar. I'm taking them. They could be just normal crafting components, but I'm guessing they might have other uses. Mithril ore. Gem. Scribbled instructions. 1 mithril ore, 1 controller gem, 1 iron rod, hammered together. Do we have a hammer? Do we have a hammer, anyone? Do you need to attack it? Is it that simple?
My weapon. Ineffective. What?
Controller rod. Embedded in this rod is a controller amulet with a magical affinity to the huge metal sentries in the Hall of Amridell. 3 charges. So I can take control of those. Fine. Don't see the point because they're not particularly good, but I'll put one in my back pocket. If we come into a situation where there's multiple of them or some kind of a larger boss fight, then it might be a different matter. I think it's waste of a mithril. Ancient scroll. Assembly. Prepare 40 bars of mithril for the forge. King Runehammer wants the smithies to make a set of mithril chains to keep the Minotaur trapped when it awakes. A bad idea if he asks me. How do we know them Azurix didn't cast no spell on the Minotaur to make it wake before we finished them chains? But he be our king, and he be too proud to show fear. Yeah, but it's still just a Minotaur, and you have enchanted weapons and everything, so I just can't see a Minotaur being that big of a deal. Yeah, everything is tainted with the enchantment.
Ortano, Voltigiamar!
Stairs down. Forge. So 4 little fortresses, and then there's stairs down. Looks like a trap. Is there a trap? I did cast disarm trap spells here, so I might have disarmed a lot of these. Candelabra. Another sentry. Health traps. Okay, looks like a fairly easy place as far as we're concerned. And why exactly would I use some kind of a shitty item to try to take control of these? Magur, we have success. The change hold the Minotaur and none too late, as it awoke just hours after we finished. I know you still think it a bad idea to go against Vilmathiel's teachings and mix Forge with the foul magic given to us by the genie. Seeing as how the genie was a gift from the humans, it no doubt means us harm. But then again, we succeeded in chaining the Minotaur, and what magic could possibly corrupt the purity of our mithril? Have heart, my old friend. Amridell is stronger than the Azuric monarchy. Ah, well, at least someone wasn't a total fucking idiot. Now this doesn't have a the enchantment problem. Just a mithril shield. Yeah, I guess it's worthwhile to actually take a look at the items. Large mithril shield. They have weight reductions and they're okay shields. There's nothing particularly bad about them. Bloody ancient scroll. Simile, take what ye can and flee Amridell. I knew the genie could not be trusted, but now it be too late. Blood was the key to the foul magic in the genie's enchanted blades. When the Minotaur broke free of its chains, our warriors armed with them blades fought it and went berserk, attacking everyone in sight. My own family be slain by our brethren. I don't mean own armor now to meet my death. Do not wait for me. As long as me family killers live, life is worse than death itself. Not a weapon nor magic. 'Twas the pride of our king that has doomed us all. Personally, I have some difficulties believing these stories, but at the same time, I know they happen, and history is full of them. I mean, letting your pride let you do some incredible shit. incredibly stupid shit. It's like some advertisements you see a lot of that they target people's pride. Like with male pride especially. Well, advertisement directed at males. Ooh, low genie.
Greetings!
A wisp of smoke. He's so happy. A wisp of smoke rises from the ground, then a form materializes before you, matching the description from storybooks you read as a child. The thought that genies are myth is dispelled as it speaks. Greetings! Welcome to the halls of Amridell. By the command of King Runehammer III, only descendants of the Runehammer clan may enter the lower levels of the halls. You may prove your identity by answering 3 questions. Do you seek passage? What's on the lower level? The secrets of King Runehammer and the treasures of a man gone mad. Perhaps there are riches beyond your wildest imagination. Perhaps there is nothing at all. I cannot say, adventurer. Your answer lies through exploration, and exploration lies through answering my 3 questions to prove your identity as a descendant of the Runehammer clan. Do you seek passage? Who exactly are you, Mr. Genie? I am a servant bound by the power of Azra Azric 174 years ago. My bonds were transferred to King Runehammer of Amridell 121 years ago. It was he who commanded that I stand guard over this gate and allow only those who descended from the Runehammer clan to passage the lower levels. Do you seek passage? You betrayed the dwarves by corrupting their weapons. Hey, I was bound by Azra Azric long before I was bound to King Runehammer. By Azra's request, I was to give to the dwarves of Amridell a weapon enchantment that would strengthen even their mithril blades. This magic had a hidden property which I was forbidden to reveal to the dwarves. Upon drawing blood, the weapon caused the wielder to enter a state of uncontrollable frenzy. The dwarves discovered this property when the Minotaur, also gifted by the Azarics, broke its mithril chains. Between the Minotaur and much of the militia now armed with enchanted blades, these halls were painted blood red. Now that you know the truth, do you still seek passage to the lower level? I could try to, I suppose, kill the genie, but exactly, it's like punishing Percy for doing what one of their masters instructed her to do. It's not an option. The genie is basically just a slave. Is there any way to free you from service? Releasing me from servitude so as to gain passage to the lower level is a keen idea, adventurer, but there is no way beyond answering my questions to prove you are a descendant of the Runehammer clan. Now, do you seek passage or not? I seek passage to the lower level. Then listen carefully, adventurer. Answer correctly to prove your identity. Answer incorrectly and face the consequences of your uninvited intrusion. From where did the Runehammer clan come from? Oh shit. Claymore? Your answer is incorrect. The penalty for your intrusion is death. If you kill me, you'll never be set free. He pauses for a moment before nodding. You speak the truth, adventurer. King Runehammer did not specify the number of attempts one is allowed to make. Return with the answer to my question, only then will you gain a passage. I think this is gonna be increasingly hard to convince him of anything. Okay. I seem to recall this information being somewhere. Okay, Lord Runehammer has turned aside the emissaries from the Iron Mountain who had reported that we rejoin King Stoneblade's nation. Though we owe much to the Stoneblade clan, I do not question our Lord's decision to remain sovereign, as Amridell belongs to us and no one else. Okay, we have Lord Runehammer, Stoneblade Nation, Iron Mountains. Another envoy from Volkern visited to see if the grass. Blah, 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 blah. Volkern is the homeland. I think it's north, but is it? What is it technically called? There was a amphitheater. I might have needed to ask some more questions before I came here. You tilt the candelabra to illuminate the ancient tome in front of you. Let this lecture educate the young of Amridell, so that their children and their children's children may know how their ancestors came to these prosperous halls. The forefathers of the Runehammer clan were once master artisans who crafted many of the bronze, brass, and marble wonders that still stand in the dwarven homeland of Volkern today. During the Dwarf-Elf Wars, Durgan Stoneblade I and our forefathers led many of our family and friends away, not to flee our most hated pale foes, but rather to begin a new life free from war and battle. They settled in the Iron Mountain where Durgan Stoneblade I became king, the Runehammers his most trusted smiths and craftsmen. In the generations to come, the dwarves of the Iron Mountain learned to strengthen iron so as to make it a worthy metal. Start from Volkern, go to Iron Mountains. It was here that I myself was taught the wonders of Mithril by my father, though its existence was naught but myth to me. One day, a halfling trader came to the Iron Mountain with several mithril ores, though he knew not of its value. At first touch I knew then that no other metal would be truly worthy of the Runehammer forge. I led the Runehammer clan to the volcanoes of the Atalantis Mountains in search of the source of the mithril ore. After 2 years of searching, we at last found the stairs of Amridell and their caves rich with mithril. Heated by the dormant volcanoes, the caves were warm enough to live in, so it was that we drove off the orcs that plagued the stairs and founded the halls of Amridell. The last page of the ancient text is signed by King Runehammer. Was it that I couldn't answer the questions because I didn't read this first? You learned that Runehammers came from the Iron Mountains. Yeah, that wasn't an option. I think I could not have passed that unless I had maybe more or something.
Not
Sorry.
a chance.
Greetings!
From where did the Runehammer clan come? The Iron Mountain. Your answer is correct! Though the dwarves of the Runehammer clan originated from Volkern, as all dwarves do, they called the Iron Mountain home for centuries before they came to Amridell over 100 years ago. Listen to my second question carefully, adventurer. For what reason did the Runehammer clan come? Mithril. Come to where? I suppose here. Definitely Mithril. Your answer is correct! The dwarves of the Runehammer clan left the Iron Mountain in pursuit of Mithril, the most precious metal known, and the only metal thought to be worthy of their fortress. Listen to my last question carefully, adventurer. What was the Runehammer clan's doom? Pride. Your answer is correct. King Runehammer was offered two gifts in treaty with Asra and Sindalar Azarek, a minotaur to test the strength of their mithril and myself to enchant their blades. A lesser culture would have been appalled with the gifts of monster and magic that affronted the teachings of their god, but King Runehammer refused to show weakness to his enemy and accepted the gifts. But even Mithril could not contain the awakened Minotaur, all the corrupted magic I sowed in their blades. The Runehammers fought to the bitter end, refusing to leave the secrets of their cherished halls. By the degree of King Runehammer, you have proven your identity and earned access to the lower level of the halls of Amridell. Farewell, adventurer. Ooh. High Priest, Master Artisan, King Runehammer. Well, well, well. A mithril sentry. Right. Let's take a look at these guys. Ah, they're sort of shit. This is gonna hurt, but not me. Another one, and that should basically do it. Ooh, a mithril sentry. A worthy opponent, possibly, maybe. Okay. Withdraw people, I want to at least try our little device.
Yes, of course.
We have nullified a sentry.
Attack!
Mithril Tower Shield. Again, nothing particularly bad about this.
Come, speak to me here. Greetings to you.
What is it, Percy? Why do people kiss? To express their feelings for each other. I understand that people kiss out of passion and out of love. Is there a difference? Passionate kisses without love are meaningless. There's nothing better than a passionate kiss out of love. Okay. I think there's a difference, but I don't think that's the difference. Can you show me the difference? I can only kiss you with passion and love, sure. It's as good as time as any. You lean over to kiss her on the lips, and Percy slowly returns to favor. As you drift into the heavens, you remember thinking about how warm and tender she feels. You reach the heavens with Percy, okay. Guess we're officially a couple then. I'd like to say that the situation where she brought this up was weird, but knowing Percy, that I wouldn't put it past her. Looks like a fairly large level, but it's at the same time it looks simple. Like it has few larger areas and that's it. The throne room would have the Minotaur then. Traps. Go away, traps. Hmm. Floor lever.
What do you want?
Think they'll close. That be it? So it's a one-way street. Impossible Minotaur. I protect the map. I'm gonna crush the big beast crushing hand on you. So good luck with that. Yeah, he's not doing anything anymore. Ah, big beast spells. It's a wonderful lineup. A ring. We have a shortage of rings. Right. Pile of maps. Well, that's the map piece. Anything else? Oh, for fuck's sakes.
By my direction, attack!
No, 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 no. Need more traps. Mithril Forge Armory. This heavy leather-bound tome contains hundreds of pages of information on the use of mithril in forging armory as developed by the master craftsmen of Amridell. The rarity of mithril makes such information exceedingly rare, and any veteran smithy would pay a fortune for such an item. Right, with this fortune we're gonna upgrade our existing weaponry. I mean, my spellcasting power is very nice, so I certainly don't need some kind of minor buffs on my weapons.
Fair
Not a
enough.
chance.
Mithril Forge weaponry. Helmet. That's the immunity to critical hits helmet. Right. Not that bad of a place. A high-level arcane spellcaster is it's just incredibly deadly in these games. But that's sort of how it goes. I played Pillars of Eternity recently. I was sort of wondering, comparing it to the D&D system, it has sort of a balance problem in its status effects spells. It's not a huge this game sucks problem. It's more of a this could use some shifting around, maybe a different type of implementation, and it would improve upon things. But playing with the D&D system again, I can't exactly say that this wouldn't suffer from exactly the same problems. It's a different type of system, so it's not exactly the same. But it's exactly the same in the sense that There are certain things that are ridiculously overpowered, and if once you sort of understand them, you and reach that correct threshold, you're not going to be able to really lose anymore. Ooh, there's a cave here. There are a few ways to screw me over, but if they don't get their magical protections up, it's all over very quickly. Might as well go through this cave system too to kill the orcs. Giant's Cave. With the balance issues, I think D&D, at least as in this game, has actually larger balance issues. Because almost anything you do with the Arcane Spellcaster, if you go save or lose, save or die spells, direct damage, no matter which path you take, you can get, without too much fuss, get to the point where the enemy can't do much. It's just going to be fucked. The Pillars of the Eternity system, yeah, you can still screw over the other side very thoroughly, but there aren't that many paths to it. What the fuck are you people doing?
Won't both walk away from this.
I'm not saying that one is just clearly superior to the other. Just it's sort of a D&D system, but because they can't use, well, it's a D&D game world that's very familiar from Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate games and Icewind Dale games, but since they can't use the same system, naturally, because they would probably be sued to hell, they have to have created a different system to it. At the same time, it has to be fairly complex and easily understandable, so it's going to have problems. But comparing to the system that has been the role-playing system in a huge amount of games and has a huge history behind it, it's not any worse. Not at all. I suppose that's what the sort of impressive part of it is. It's Obsidian Entertainment game, so it's not the like it's they don't have the experience. They've done a lot of role-playing games. It's more about me musing about the fact that I guess might have thought it may be a bigger thing than it actually is. Single player games often have these. It's actually, now that I think about it, I'm hard pressed to think of a single game that doesn't have these. Certain shit just is overpowered. It could be simply that the games are designed to be more of a casual friendly, at the same time designed to be completable at very hard difficulty levels, so normal difficulty has to have big problems. If it's all achievable at a harder difficulty level, where the computer basically cheats like a motherfucker, it has to be extremely effective at normal difficulties, certain systems.
I greet you.
Thank you, good man. Thank you for saving Orna for Ram. Ram not have much to give, only rocks that dwarf hides. Ram and Orna wish good man well. Goodbye. Got 2 mithril pieces out of it. Actually, better reward than I suspected. Because I have the armor and weapon crafting book, so I'm guessing I have an option to make those. I can't imagine that I'll make an armor, because Only Montador can use the heavier armor, and he has a fine armor already. +4 heavy armor with +4 strength. This is just fine. Cost me 100,005. Money well spent. So, on the weapon front, on the other hand, we have serious problems. We can handle the fights coming our way, but nothing is particularly good. So if I could throw a little bit of money that way to get something done, that would be great.
Well, hello there.
Okay, I found some text on crafting mithril armor.
What? Are you joking, lad?
He takes the book from you and flips through the pages, his eyes widening in wonder.
It's true. He brought me a book of Amridell's armor crafting. These works were thought to be lost forever. I don't know how you managed to get this book, lad. You must share your story with this old dwarf one day. I don't suppose you have a book on weapon crafting as well.
Yes, here it is.
This is it. A collection from Amridell's mithril forge, right here in my smithy. I can almost fade.
The old dwarf puts his hand on his forehead, teetering from surprise.
Now, if he bring me some mithril, he would have made me life complete.
Will this do? Show him your mithril ore. Halford touches the mithril in your hands with childlike wonder. His voice is a near whisper.
Mithril is the rarest of metals, lad. The pure mithril ore is rarer still. There are no known mines that still yield it. He can sell this ore on the market for a handsome sum, but if ye want, I can craft a suit of armor or a weapon for ye free of charge. The chance to work with mithril is worth more than any commission to me. The more mithril you put in an item, the more powerful it is. You have enough to make an item that is partly or mostly mithril.
Mostly mithril. I would just want to make a single item. Weapon.
Of course. What kind of item would you like?
Um, an axe.
Nothing like a stout axe in your hands. What kind of an axe would you like?
Battle axe.
Alright, here goes.
There might be a way to make pure mithril weapon, but mostly mithril should still be very good. We can use it as base to replace one of the current axes. Battle axe. +5 enchantment. Right. We'll probably replace Sunder, although yeah, we can replace it with other enchantments. Wounding and massive criticals critically interest me. It's also usable only by evil. So I'd like to have a keen on it, so the threat range is increased. Probably some kind of elemental damage too. Right.
Well, hello there.
Place it in the forge.
Well, hello there.
Can you upgrade my battle axe? Okay. There's not that many enchantments I can add. I have 325,000 and it's 50 to 75,000 to make even a simple enchantment. We already have +5, so we can't add enchantment bonuses. However, we're going to make the weapon keen and add at least 1 elemental damage to it. Anything besides fire Keen weapon with sonic damage. It's very basic, but it's still good.
Hello there.
Sonic simply because I can't recall anything being highly resistant to it really, unless it's resistant to everything then. So they should just be able to do damage. Right. You we're keeping. It's piercing damage. I'm going to raise the enchantment bonus to 5 and might be able to add something besides that, but probably not. The enchantment bonus increase should still be useful. It's extra chance to hit, extra damage, and the damage gets multiplied on critical hits, so it'll all work just fine. Item cannot be given away, so I can't add extra enchantments to it. Fine. You'll just keep that axe and we'll settle for that. I might be able to add another elemental damage to it. I'll let this give it a try. I have nothing to lose if I can just... The axe the guy has is okay.
Well, hello there.
Okay, what would be another? Fire, cold, and electrical are very often resisted, so maybe acid? Not yet. I want to save first, just in case something unexpected
Well,
happens.
hello there.
Right. So that's the limit. Anyone else? We probably can't give away Ebony Stacker, but we might be able to upgrade this. Fire damage, enchantment bonus, keen. Right, we could add 2 enchantment bonus to it.
Well, hello there. Well, hello there.
Right. I'm thinking of keeping Ebony's dagger as the main weapon because it does extra divine damage. Now I have 100,000 still left. I'll keep the 100,000. You never know what we might need it for. Do I have extra mithril? Yes. I'm guessing if you get every mithril piece that's possible to get, you might be able to make a pure mithril. Right. Right. First map, rather second map piece now. One more missing. I need someone to identify things for me.
Pleased to see you.
Okay, tell him about King Runehammer. Trevor listens eagerly as you recount your journey through the ruins of Amridell and your encounter with King Runehammer. He shakes his head in wonder.
Crazy dwarves always were a little possessive about their craft. I guess it shouldn't surprise me that someone with King Moonhammer's pride would refuse to die to guard his home. Thanks for the information, my lord. Perhaps with the old king finally at rest, the ruins will eventually become safe enough for archaeologists and historians to see.
Can you identify crap? No. Crap. Because this is useful stuff I got. Maybe the herbalist. I'll visit the city. That's at least a guaranteed way to identify things. And once I've identified them, redistribute the items, I'll leave it at that. Basically got a ring and a helmet. Immunity to critical hits will go to Montador, since I've spent a lot of money upgrading his weapons. I'd like him to be able to maintain himself in a fight, so anything that makes him harder to hit, reduces the incoming damage, will go to Montador primarily. Evanine is useful sometimes, but Montador is always useful. Doesn't rely on any tricks or vulnerabilities to deal the damage.
Hello. Hello there.
Right. Ring of the Wizard Slayer. Use magic device -6 and spell resistance 24. It's a good ring. A good survivability increase ring. Well, I probably need to dump some of the... Oh, what is this? Sinister Lyricist. Light armor. It's a light armor that doesn't cause arcane spell failure. +2 charisma, only usable by bard. Right. Bulwark helm, immunity to critical hits. What type of shields do you have? -2 dexterity, +4 armor class. This is +5, -1 dexterity. So it's just superior in every way. Right. Right. If I need the extra shield, I'll hold on to it. It's a good shield. True sight. That's a problem. I need to keep casting vision upgrade on him. Still, there's a massive survivability increase. I think it's better for Evanine to have the true sight. Or is it? This quite literally does nothing for Percy. She's not relying on any of these. On the other hand, Evelyn does benefit from this. Not a huge amount, but she does. Still, I think it's better this way. This way I don't have to cast a huge amount of vision enhancing abilities to get the group up to speed. I just need to worry about Montador. If I can boost him, we're done. So I think that's a better choice for us. Do you have an extra ring slot? Take the Wizard Slayer ring, though. Now he's reasonably resistant to magic too. Reasonably immune to critical hits. He basically has no major weaknesses. If I just take care of the vision problem, he has no real weaknesses.
Hello.
Maybe some status effects. I haven't checked all his gear. Either way, I'll end it here.